Hello and welcome once again here in La Token Venture Capital TV. My name is Xavier. I'll be your host for today. And like every session, we bring you the information, technology, and solutions you want to hear about. And best part of all is that you can always hear it from the founders or the CEO of the project. And before we move on interview, please, as a reminder, you can see our previous shows and content by visiting latoken.com/VCTV/shows. Also, follow our socials like Facebook and Twitter. If you're watching us on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button because you always get informed of great content, opportunities, and a lot of giveaways. One last reminder before we start the AMA. Anything mentioned here is not any type of financial advice. Please do your research before making any decisions. It's your choices and your responsibility. With that said, I will like to welcome Eugene, representing the project which we had before as a guest, MILC at milk.global. Eugene, very welcome once again. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Hey, Xavier. Thanks for having me here again today. I'm fine. I'm fine. We finally have summer here, south of Germany. So really happy to get some sun. Hope you're good as well.
All very good. We I think last time we had a show was 3 months ago, 4 months ago, maybe. And from what I've seen, you had a
Yeah,
lot of new developments that you want to show us. So for this occasion, we will start with a little bit of brief intro for our new traders to get to
sure,
know milk, and then we jump on what's the important thing, the new developments. And just for our
sure.
viewers, milk is not the milk you drink. Milk stands for media industry licensing content. So
Yes.
Eugene, can you please give us a little bit of intro about yourself, team, and what the project is about?
Absolutely. Yeah, glad to do so. So, yeah, the media industry is the heritage we are coming from. Milk is a project of Welt der Wunder, a German broadcast and media company back to 1996. It was a TV show, science news show. We were quite successfully licensed throughout Europe, many other productions. And in 2013, we switched to TV network. So we switched from the production side to the broadcast side. We have a TV station here in Germany, a free TV station, and in Switzerland as well. So we are quite experienced when it comes to the whole TV video content industry. And based on that, we were always facing the challenges when it comes to global content trading, because we always had inquiries, hey guys, I saw your clip somewhere maybe on YouTube, can we license that? Or maybe we saw or we were looking for interesting contents for our TV networks. And we just experienced that there is no real digital solution for such an open marketplace. Everything you see right now on the web is more like catalogs, but it's still making it really hard to get in contact with the content owners, or maybe for potential buyers, to have the whole technology backbone, because dealing with media assets is not just like sending emails, but you have huge files and all this stuff. And also 2016, 2017, there was this little technology of blockchain, which became a little bit more famous. And we recognized immediately that this technology is really well suitable for trading licenses when it comes to intellectual property, when it comes to copyrights. So this is the time where the MILC project was found. As the name says, it's all about licensing media content. And based on that, we were developing, of course, the whole backbone of this project, like the whole transcoding, metadata, intellectual property, safety part. But also when it comes to the experience entering this marketplace, this B2B marketplace, which was meant before. And we knew we want to do something a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more fancy. So not just going on a two-dimensional shop page, but giving the buyers and sellers a little bit more of an exciting experience. And we were thinking about how could we realize that in a three-dimensional environment. We all have to keep in mind that when it comes to web technology, and now everyone is talking about Web3, but still the whole, for example, browser technology is based on pretty old developments. So we have two different developments going on. We have a really sophisticated gaming development. You all know that we have like exciting graphics and all this stuff, exciting performance, but therefore you need a high performing device and you need to download something. On the other hand, everything that takes place in the web itself, in the browser itself, still has some issues when it comes to performance, when it comes to the size of things. And this is something we went into the development, into the design. This was, I think, mid of last year. And during this development, we came across like this little 3D gamification part. And in this time also, Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook back then mentioned this Metaverse development they are working on. And we recognized, okay, actually what they are thinking of is what we already have. So like kind of a Metaverse. In our definition, it's kind of a three-dimensional mix or integration of the real life experience we are having every day when we are leaving our house and you are seeing maybe new shops, you're meeting people and all this stuff. Sorry. And on the other hand, the possibilities the web gives you, like the global connection with everybody, access to like a lot of information. And we built our first Metaverse in October 2021. Again, we did a lot of research and development, and we saw that back then the programming language, the game engine was Babylon JS. And we saw again the limitations when it comes to graphics. And a lot of people, when we showed to them, they were like, oh, okay, yeah, this looks like a game from the early 20s. So this is not a 2000s. People don't understand the challenges bringing this kind of experience into the web. They just see, it doesn't look as good as my PlayStation or Xbox game. So we came across another team, and they are really experienced when it comes to developments in Unreal Engine. They are not just developing in game development when it comes to virtual reality or augmented reality. And we rebuilt actually the whole Metaverse based on the Unreal Engine and released it just some months ago, April or May. And this is maybe some technical facts, but it's quite impressive because the whole Metaverse, which is already live, and you will find the link on milk.global to our Metaverse. This is only like something about 200 megabytes, which is quite impressive for the experience we already have there. And what we are working now on is getting some life into this city. That means enabling multiplayer interaction, getting some more interactive games, for example, and all this stuff. But what we are trying right now is really to keep it in the web so that you don't need necessarily to download something, as many others do. But this is really a new space we entered. So we will have to see what will be the next developments. Also, when it comes to web GPU, for example, right now we are using WebGL. So it's really in a huge context, and many brains and companies are working on that to solve these issues coming around now.
One thing you mentioned, and I think this help will help to understand,
Sure.
is that you mentioned that viewers or players would expect that web-based games will have the high definition as their PlayStations and so on. And I remember when Meta, Facebook, it launched it
Yeah.
and showed the videos. Everybody's a little bit disappointed that, wow, that looks crappy. Can you can you
True.
just explain to our viewers why is it not possible that a web-based game to have the same quality of graphics as their processors or their play games?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, there are different approaches. So you might come across something like a metaverse, because metaverse is nothing which not a safe phrase. Let's say everybody could develop something and call it metaverse, because people are right now looking for the definition of metaverse. So we already saw some agencies, for example, creating their metaverse with quite a lot of interaction, with quite good graphics. But this was based on a technology that's called like pixel streaming. So you have a really high performing server somewhere, maybe in the cloud, and this makes and the people just are like entering a stream. If I would have a high performing um, gaming computer, and I would stream this to you, and you would just like log in as on a remote desktop. This would make it a little bit more easier to handle good graphics. But again, this is really expensive, because when we are talking about not just 10 people, but we are talking about thousands and hundred thousands of people entering this. Actually, this nobody could pay that, because this would be really expensive. And when you're going the way we decided for, is by now most of the devices, mobile devices, also PC and laptops, are way more performant than like 5 or 10 years ago. We all know that. So the approach right now is also to use the graphic power and the power of the device itself. So you like split the performance. On the one side, you have the server where everything is running, but you also support with the device performance. Still, you have to keep in mind that size matters. So normally, when you download a game where every feature is already in this package, you're downloading like, I don't know, latest games are maybe 50 gigabytes or 70. It's the same like a movie, high definition movie has some gigabytes, and to make that performant, you would need a really good internet connection. And here in Germany, that's still a big issue. So it's not like everybody has like glass fiber or fiberglass connection, but we are still dealing with a lot of connectivity issues here. So you really have to keep in mind that the size needs to be as small as possible, but also as big as it's necessary to deliver the best quality. But therefore, you have to reduce textures, for example. Everything that's happening on the screen is data. If you have maybe a plane flying around, or a car, or maybe this NPCs, this non-personal characters, these avatars, which are just running around. Everything is data, and you need to handle that somehow. So the performance is still running smooth.
Okay, that makes
And this is the
that
feedback
makes a
we
lot.
are getting.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you, just
Yeah.
for clearing that part up. Uh, Now, Eugene, last time that you were here, the metaverse was being developed. You were the first ones to do
Mhm.
so, and it was more B2B space. Will
Yes.
people will be able to have like, yeah, basically also business
Yeah.
transactions. But you also moved a little bit away
Yeah.
from that, right? Can you please explain us now what is the
Absolutely.
thing that you have done?
Yes, yes. So still, this B2B content trading is one of the pillars now, still in this business system. So when you enter our metaverse, now we have there different buildings. One is the content palace where the whole trading, the B2B trading takes part. But but one big aim for us was always to unite the media industry with the audience. So to close this gap, let's call it this gap, because right now it's really a one way. The media creatives create content and the audience watches it and pays for this content. But it's really hard to give feedback, to share ideas, to support maybe in the creative process, and also to invest in media projects. So this was also one big topic for our project. This is why we have created our own community, coming from Telegram, because we know Telegram is pretty good for that as a global communication platform. But together with the Metaverse, we also launched our own social media community, uniting the best features from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, yeah, all this stuff, Telegram, because this is the point where professionals, if they want, and the community can meet. Like it's always we leave our metaverse, our vision of the metaverse is not to have everything owned by us or maybe operated by us. We have our media space when it comes to media trading, for example, content trading. This is our part. But as soon as you look in the metaverse itself, you will find a shopping mall, you will find a banking building, you will find an exchange building, which is close to be released from our side, so you will be able to enter the exchange room. But we are talking to partners to operate that. So, for example, we have you as La token, as also a central exchange. There will be the possibility to interact directly with their community and with visitors. For example, you could put an avatar there and have kind of a chatbot, but all this in a more intuitive environment. Also, the shopping mall. We are not Amazon, or we are not running a shopping mall. So we are in talks with partners. We have the building there. Do you want to operate the inside? Let's call it the inside and the experience in there. Why we are doing this? Because we see that people are trying to understand the difference between a closed game. They all know running with an avatar through a game, but this is more open. This is not there is no task. It's really all about the user experience and user entertainment. You can run through the city, and every time you enter it, you will see something different. Maybe once there is a party at the beach because some guys decided to have a live DJ set there. You When you enter the shopping mall, maybe once you will find sale from a big e-commerce company. On the other time, you will find something different. We are talking to big car manufacturers from Germany here, to have maybe kind of their showrooms in the metaverse. So this is really where you can get really close to the customer, to the visitor, to the community. creating new touch points. And this is where we are inviting all the partners to be part of that. If they have the idea, we can provide them with the necessary technology, because you need to build it in Unreal. But then you can operate everything you want by yourself in this metaverse. Maybe we will just, when it comes to business, we will take a little tax, as we all know, from the cities, because we have to run the server and everything. But the main idea is to create an open space for really all the ideas.
Okay, very good. And for our viewers to know more about the project, please visit milk.global, as you
Yeah.
see below in the banner, and you will then open the page, which looks like what you're looking at right now on the screens. You're going to have about the MILC project, the
Exactly.
community part where Gene was talking about, and the metaverse and
Mhm.
the platform as well. Now, I will, I have tried the metaverse. It is very good, fantastic graphics. Now, if I will try to see if I can get it up and running and share with the viewers my screen. If if my old machine doesn't crash, of course. So just give me 1 minute until I can set this up. Okay, just 1 minute, please. Okay, here we are. I will share now my screen. I hope it does work out. Let's see. Are you able to see it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is it. I will. This is me
Mhm.
playing right now. I will try to just for our viewers
Yeah.
to see the quality and the definition. It is a little bit. It's lagging a little bit because I have quite a few things open. So these buildings that we're seeing here, will these actually be buildings that we will be able to enter?
Yeah, exactly. Like on the right side, there was the community building, which will be our meeting room for the milk community. There is, in the background, there are some skyscrapers, of which one is the exchange building. This will be
Is it
one.
this one?
Um, this is the community building, exactly, and
Okay.
then you have some skyscrapers in the background, where we are already talking to banks, because when it comes to, for example, opening accounts and all this stuff, giving people information, this might be a really cool place. This will be the exchange tower. When you enter this, yeah, you will be able to directly enter, some charts, some direct trading, but also to get information. So it's really, um, not just one functioned once, but as we have this three-dimensional environment, um, yeah, it's more like in real life, when you are entering something, you don't just do one thing, but you can watch around, you can read something, you can buy something, all this stuff. Yes, exactly, this is the exchange building, and I think we will be able to release it, in about 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. So are you saying that in 2 or 3 weeks, people will actually be able to enter the building
Yeah.
and actually participate? Like, give you an idea, XYC Banking has an office there, then they will be able actually to go in and get in contact with the bank.
Get in contact with the bank, or for example, you could directly register, for directly for trading. But also, what we see as a really important part is education as well. So, already before, we were talking, because we have a university there as well. We were talking to some partners who are publishing quite good content on this whole, crypto and blockchain. Um, um, industry, we invited them. Okay, if you are having guys interested in getting in touch with crypto and entering the exchange room, you could have a screen there, for example, or an avatar as well, to get information, to just maybe get some more explanation. And I think the advantage of this metaverse approach is, um, yeah, that it's not just one singular function you have, not like entering an exchange and then you can trade there, but you have several possibilities because you have this space, as you know from the real life. And then you may have, when you're entering a bank, you go to the ATM and get some cash. This is one thing, but maybe there is also someone working for the bank sitting there, and you can ask him, "Hey, I maybe I need a loan or something like that." And there might be a third person, maybe also an avatar, and you will ask him, "Hey, what are you doing here?" So this is really integrating this real life experience, real life interaction into this web space.
Oh, okay. This is impressive. Like this, I have not seen any other metaverse because, of course, you also there's several projects out there. Well, they
Yeah,
have very good intentions and very good goals. They have not developed it yet, right? They're just building
right.
up the equity for it. They're further selling tokens and so on, but they have not developed it. Whereas here, as we can all can see, it's already developed. Basically, what you
It's,
have to do is fill up the space in the buildings, right?
yes, yes. And this is really timing matters, and timing is an advantage because, as I said before, this is a space, a new space which is everyone entering right now. And it's not only about money, because when it would be about money, then Facebook should be there like yesterday, because I think they have many issues, but money is not an issue for the meta. Yes, but you see this when it comes to technology, it's not only about money, it's about the idea, it's about experience in this part. And yeah, this is why we are really happy what we have achieved right now. We will always be open to new solutions. We are talking to many partners to share ideas and share experience. Um, I think it's always not just about developing something, but of course you have to keep the user engaged and motivated, because otherwise you are waiting the whole life for something and nothing happens. But this is always, yeah, the challenge. What are you releasing? What are you working on? Not to lose the track, but we are pretty happy with what we have achieved right now. Um, in the end, we see also the community part as one of the most important pillars in this project, because this is something which I think, again, no other community has. Um, Coming from this spirit of blockchain and Web3, what we are experiencing right now, um, we want to share up to 50% of the advertisement revenues we are making in the metaverse and in the community with the community. So this is really the major approach, not to see our digital activities as products, but this has a value. For example, all the money Instagram is making, it is because people are creating content and yeah, putting effort in it. But only really a little part is having something from this. So why not sharing with the communities, as their identities, as their activity is really valuable? Yes, and this is again where our token will be very helpful, because it's almost impossible to manage maybe 10,000, 100,000, millions of community members, and splitting some advertisement revenue with them, but connected to tokens and to smart contracts, this would be quite easy.
Right, and that was going to be my next question about the tokens. But before we move on to that,
Yeah.
just a pop up one of the few questions we have received from our community. From Mitona just wrote, "How does the community
Mhm,
work in this project?"
mhm, mhm. So the first members of the community were really eager to enter the space, what we are calling this the bridge between the content creation industry and the audience, because we have a lot of um, fans. Yeah, let's say it like that. What we experience with the crypto community is that these are not just kids doing something, but these are people who want to change something. They are investing their money, they are using their financial possibilities to change something. And one of the interests was also the media industry. Why can't I take part somehow in this industry? Because for individuals it's really hard, even when it comes to investing. Yeah. Of course we have some crowd investing film projects, but to be honest, it's really hard for them to be financially successful. But if you want to be part maybe of the next Star Wars production or Iron Man or something like that, it's pretty impossible for you to enter this. Um, this is where we wanted to give solutions for that, to give the tools. And this is where the community was coming from. Right now, in this metaverse space, the community will have way more active possibilities, because the next thing coming with the community, for example, is the suburban area in which every community member will get his own townhouse. This is nothing you can buy, you will just get it. They will all be similar, so we don't want people to have a bigger or smaller house only because they pay more. But what we will enable is this small businesses. For example, if you are a really nice 3D creator of interior stuff, of chairs, of tables, of stuff like that, we want to enable the community to make business out of that in the metaverse itself. For example, you are selling the chair, someone wants to buy it, or someone has created a really fancy car. This is when NFTs will get a different use case and visibility. Because right now, if you, for example, have an NFT, you might see it in your MetaMask wallet or something like that. But in our metaverse, the car you bought or the dog or the painting will be really visible in a 3D environment. This is our vision, where we see people starting these small businesses by themselves, and therefore we need a good community as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for answering that question. Now, one of the most important topics is in this AMA, the
Mhm.
token. Now, I guess this is the way actually that the community can, as you mentioned, can participate,
Yeah,
can benefit from it, right? Because, like you mentioned before, if there will be a revenue split with the advertising, then I assume the community will get those dividends into the native token, right?
exactly. Yes. So um, that's the idea. But the token has been before as well before the metaverse. So has quite a lot of functionalities of utilities also in the project itself. Not just about the financial stuff, but also, for example, in the content models when it comes to voting and all this stuff. Um, but as I said before, to handle so many transactions, this would be really hard to do through our accounting here in the company. But we want to have this like independent and transparent, and this is what the token is used for as well. And maybe at some point, this would be really cool. Advertising companies realize that they have advantages. Um, booking advertisement companies directly with the token and not, for example, with dollar and euro, which we will have to exchange or buy token then from an exchange. But they will maybe buy tokens by themselves and pay advertisement directly with the tokens. And they will see the more people are using the token, you could really incentivize the community even more. And I think it's also pretty clear what could happen with the token, with the value of the token in this movement.
Okay, perfect. Eugene, and if they want to become part of the project, participate and benefit from it, then where can they access the token? Where can they buy it?
Right now, the token is listed, so the fundraising is over. Like we had it last year, so there is no way to buy it from us or OTC or something like that. But it is listed on the Central Exchange of La Token, also on Gate.io, and we have it still on decentral exchanges like Uniswap and Pancake, because due to the transaction fees, we have a BNB a twin as well.
Okay, great, fantastic. Then to our traders, if you want to participate, please go to latoken.com. You'll type in the tracker or milk, and then you'll be able to participate. You acquire the token. Okay. If you do not have an
That's
account in Latoken, yes, go ahead. Sorry, Eugene, go ahead.
that's one way. The other way is to register in the community, be active. Let's grow this community together, because the more people we have in the community, the more interesting it becomes for advertisement for other
Mhm.
companies, and the more we have to share with the community.
Great. And I do want to mention that if you want to try this metaverse, you can just simply follow the link metaverse.milk.global, and you will be able to join it. You are able to basically do what I did on the screen I shared
Yeah,
with you. You don't have to register. You don't have to give your email. You don't have
yeah,
to create a credit card.
exactly. And you
For
don't
this,
have to download something.
you don't have to download anything. You just open it, you can start navigating it. So that is quite unusual actually, because other
Exactly.
website will be registered here to give access, become member, and so on. So remember, please go to metaverse.milk.global if you want to test the metaverse that you were seeing here in the screen. Otherwise, for more information about the community, the project, please go to milk.global. There you're able to choose actually what you want to engage more in, whether it's the metaverse and the platform, the community, or get to know more about the project. Okay. Now, Eugene, we know you have come this far, and a lot around us is changing, right? Market conditions, uh, technology is advancing, different rules and regulations with it's among blockchain. So where do you see milk in a couple of years from now? What's the
Yeah.
plan?
Yeah. Um, I think the really cool thing is, as you mentioned before, that we are not just talking about a theoretical project, and we will, don't know, have to keep on research and developing the next 5 years, but we are already there. Even if it's not the full functionality, but this is the normal way it goes. Things have to develop by themselves, but this is like a um, really lucky, and we are proud of it. From this starting point, we already have the metaverse with a really good team in the background, where we see the developments will be um, released faster and faster, because we are making this experience there right now, and we already have the community. So these two pillars on which the project is standing on, also with the content trading, of course, it's already there. So what we focus on right now is we are having really cool discussions and negotiations with partners to fill the metaverse with life, to have like um, entertainment and experience and stuff to do there. We all know that's really important because running around may be fun, but at some point it's getting boring if nothing new happens there. On the other hand, we are preparing a lot of communication plans for the community itself. I mentioned before that we have two TV stations, one here in Germany and one in Switzerland. Of course, we will use this these channels to communicate, but also we have international partners. We still have our networks from the fundraising with cool funds. So we will really go in a global communication, and I'm 100% convinced that with this approach, based on the community with the metaverse, the community will grow. The aim is to have more than 20 million users in 1 year after starting the communication, and with that, it will just yeah explode, I think, because this is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more people, the more interaction we have there, the more companies are looking on that. So what I would love is to have really reflected in this metaverse in some years the vision of having small business, as I mentioned before, people sharing and trading little paintings of themselves, up to big companies there. Maybe if you can buy a car there or something like that, or buy a house. And giving the space for great technologies which are already there, but the use cases right now were really not fulfilling the experience, I think, or the expectation. Like when I mentioned before, virtual reality or augmented reality, there are a lot of great contents in virtual reality, but it's nothing we have in daily use. Or maybe, I don't know if you have ever tried that, but most people never have experienced virtual reality, because normally you have to go somewhere where the devices and stuff like that. But right now we see technology is at a point where the devices are getting smaller, have more performance, more battery life, and this is really a melting pot. And this is how I could see the metaverse as well, a melting pot for everything, for ideas, for new ideas of communicating and sharing visions.
Yeah, completely agree with you. I have tried this headset in a virtual world, and
Mhm.
it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's so immersive. It's fantastic.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Yeah, and
I think that will be the future.
yes, yes, I think so too. And it will always be, everything will coexist. So we know you won't go, you don't want to run through the web always with an avatar, because it's fun, but sometimes you just want to book a hotel room, then you want to have an app for that. That's yeah, you will
Mhm.
just want to have two presses and then booking the stuff, and not running with the avatar to a hotel building maybe and asking them for a room. But sometimes like we are just getting lost in the web, on YouTube, maybe on other pages, and for this experience, the metaverse will provide a whole new level of experience.
Fantastic. We're really looking forward to it. And definitely, when you have already certain occupancy in the buildings, we would love to see another demo to see in practice. How does it look? And
Yeah,
you take us to a tour. That'll be fantastic. Uh, Thank you very much. Eugene, has been
thank you.
great to hear from you again from the Milk. And do you have any final words for our viewers today?
just stay curious, and have really your eye on this movement of the metaverse stuff, because we are expecting the same development, or maybe an even a bigger development, when you're listening to big analysts, as we have seen with the blockchain and crypto movement. But this metaverse development, I'm not just talking about ours, but this whole Web3 metaverse movement will be huge, and really quite exciting times ahead.
Great, fantastic. We're looking forward into that.
Thank
And
you.
of course, once again, Milk has any new development, please let us know. We'd love to hear
We'll
from
do
you.
so. We'll do so. Sure.
Eugene, once again, thank you very much for sharing with us. And once again,
Thank you.
and hope to see you again. And to our viewers, thank you for joining us. And we'll see you at the next show. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great week. Bye bye.